These are the dominant 7th with raised 11th chords on the 2, 4, 5, 6 string family on A flat. We'll begin with A flat, C, G flat, and D. Moving the C to B flat, A flat, B flat, G flat, D. And then we'll move to A flat, D, G flat, and E flat. And move the top voice to F. Also A flat, E flat, G flat, and D. Resolving the G. That chord, the E flat minor major 7 chord, is related. So, and in a sense that just involves taking A flat, D, G flat, and E flat and moving A flat to B flat. Voice exchange, D and E flat. And then the resolution to G. So we have, we're here. G, E, F sharp, and D. It's a resolution from B flat, E flat, G flat, and D. Now if we move from this voicing, B flat, D, G flat, and E flat, top voice moves to F. We have a G flat major 7 sharp 5. Move the third of that chord, B flat to C. We have a D7 sharp 9, flat 9, and then a resolution to G. Additionally, moving forward, the A flat chord becomes a B flat chord. We can move B flat, D, A flat, and G flat and resolve up to a G add 9, B, D, A, and G. So we can hear how all those resolve. They act as this A flat type chord and resolve accordingly. So moving ahead, we have a E flat minor major 7, D, E flat, B flat, and G flat. Top voice can move to A flat, resolving the G in that case. Also resolve the D flat, D flat, E flat, A flat, and F going to G. It's a possibility as well. D flat, this E flat major 7, E flat minor major 7. Move the E flat to F, and now we have a G flat major 7 sharp 5, which resolves. Voice exchange, F and G flat exchange, and we now have D, G flat, B flat, and F. The middle voice can move to A flat and resolve to G, or so D, F sharp, G, and E, B, F sharp, G, and E as well. So we go back to this chord, move the third to the B flat. To C, we have a D 7 sharp 9, which of course can resolve to D flat, G, A flat, and F, for example. So that's a good resolution for that chord. Transformed, obviously, from moving the root of the original E flat minor major 7, and then from moving the third of the major 7 sharp 5 to get those connections. Here's a D, a simple D 7 flat 5, like the A7 flat 5 here, and also like this chord, C, D, A flat, and G flat. Okay, there's a transformation. And if we look at this one, going back, if we raise the A flat to B flat, we get our first chord, except a major third removed, which can resolve either place, D flat or G, or E minor, either one. It's an acceptable resolution. That's how it resolves to E minor, E, F sharp, B, and G, or E, G, A, and F sharp, either one. Moving ahead, D7 sharp 5. Which is just moving the soprano forward from this chord, D, F sharp, C, and B flat, resolving to D, G, C sharp, and A is an example, or pushing ahead. Yeah, that's fine too. D7, replacing the A flat. Now the E flat minor major 7 is here, E flat, G flat, D, and B flat. Resolving, and resolving to the G. Take the top voice down to A flat if we want. Move it up to C. And either one. Resolving to the G. Moving the root up, we have F, G flat, D, and B flat. And that's a G flat major 7 sharp 5, replacing the sounding like the A flat 7 flat 5. So it's a dominant substitute. Soprano can move to A flat. It can also move to C. Now if the soprano moves to C, we have a D7 sharp 9, F, G flat, D, and C, resolving to a G chord. So that's a nice move. As well. Moving ahead from that, this is a standard E flat, A flat, D, and B flat. Top voice moves to C. F and D are possible too. So we have E flat, A flat, F and D. Top voice moves to C, to B flat, and resolve to G, or resolve to D flat. F, A flat, E flat, and D flat, and even voice exchange, F, A flat, C, and D flat. So either resolution is okay. Still thinking in terms of A flat 7, sharp 11, or flat 5. Moving ahead, now we have G flat, the chords with the G flat, so they're kind of coming from this. G flat, A flat, D, and C. Top voice can move back down to B flat. Okay. Resolving to G in that case, or resolving to D flat. So we can move the seconds as well downwards. The B and C moves to A flat and B flat, moves to G and A flat. So either those kind of moves, and then the inner voice can move. Okay. Moving again from this, we can now switch voices. G flat, C, D, and B flat, resolving to the D flat. This formation can also be used here because we have a D, with a flat 5. D, A flat, C, and G flat can resolve to it. A G chord easily right there. So you have B, G, A, and F sharp. And the alto voice can go to C sharp. The bass can go to D very easily. So all those. Now, again, this shape can move downwards. So D, A flat, B flat, and G flat. Resolving to G major very nicely. D, A, B, and G, D, F sharp, and B and G, and of course B, F sharp, A, and G. This should also be noted in this area that we have a D with an A flat on top. D, E flat, C, and A flat. Resolving to G as well, so all those chords make the move to G, so they can all resolve to G easily. Also, here's the A flat over D here. D, A flat, C, and E flat and C, D, A flat, E flat, and C. Top voice moves to B flat. And then we have the resolution to G. B, G, D, B. And and then top voice moves down, tenor voice moves to C, alto voice moves to C sharp. So all those chords are available. Okay. Now, it should be noted that these were a move up. This is the unaltered dominant that we did. This is G flat over C, which represented the unaltered dominant. If we move it ahead too, it resolves to D flat as well, but now from the position of the sharp 11 chord, so that the chord formations move up 2 frets, so they move up a whole step. So the difference between the unaltered dominant and the sharp 11 dominant on some chord forms is just simply moving it up a whole tone. This is G flat, C, E flat, and D, resolving to G in that sense. Now, G flat, B flat, E flat, and C, move the soprano to D, and resolving to D flat. G flat, B flat, F, and D, resolving to G major. Again, G flat major 7 sharp 5. If we move the B flat to C, D7 sharp 9, resolve to D flat like that. That's okay, that's acceptable. Or just to a G. That's okay. G, A, D, and B. Soprano moving to E in that sense. Okay, voice exchange. So we can now have G flat, D, F, and C moving forward to G, D, E, and C sharp. And if we want to, we can grab an F sharp up top. And these are the sort of fourths voicings that can occur that that are available in those types of chords. And essentially, if we look at it, those are the substitutions for A flat 7, the general ones for the raised 11. And again, it's the E flat minor major 7, generally speaking, the G flat major 7 sharp 5, and the D7 sharp 9 in all the available positions. The resolutions here were simply to G or E minor, any of the E minor voicings, or D flat minor, D flat major, and also B flat minor as well. So any D7 going to B flat minor, D7 sharp 9 going to D flat major, going to G, or going to an E minor. So those are the basic moves. And again, the fourth type voicings as resolutions. So for any of these, like E, A, D, for E minor, B, and F sharp, and G. And of course, they're all movable in that realm as well. So all of them are. We can make any of those fourth type voicings. They're perfectly. For instance, the D flat minor would be D flat, G flat, B, A flat, reaching back for an E flat and an E. We can also do this here. So we got A flat, D flat, G flat, E flat, and F flat. So we have that to a B flat. This can go all the way up. And that's B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. And that has the resolution as well. So going from any sort of D7 chord, we can use those sort of fourth voicings to substitute for a regular minor. So those are the dominant 7 with the sharp 11, on the 2, 4, 5, 6 string family on A flat.